Welcome. How is everybody right now? I have something that's pretty much easy, but I'm looking. I need a. You know what helps me slow down when I smoke a little bit of weed, and I'm looking for my joint. I don't know where it is. What time is it? My computer over there. It opens. It closes. It's full of bacteria, and all of a sudden it's all cleaned out and brand new, and things operate on their own over here. But I guess this is what we're gonna do. Okay, since we know that this one here, what happens is when you put this over a circle this way, you put it this way, and then you put it this way. So there's two of them. So you have an X, you close up all the areas, it becomes 8. And all the areas are closed, and no one can come in. The adjusters have locked the gates. So what has happened is everything is 3. You see that angle? There's 3 up and down like this. There's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and then there's one way 3 here, and then there's another way 3 here. So there's 3 here like this, and then 3 here like this is 6, and then there's 3, 6, 9. 9 and 6, total of 15. Now, everybody knows you cannot go anywhere. You cannot make an X. You only can make a Y if you don't have 4 of these. You need 4 of them. When you come into the world, you have this one here and this one here. And then you know that little whirlwind that used to turn around on your hat? Well, that's the 5, that's the 3 key. That is 1, 5, and 9. It's on the olive. It's an automatic into this world. It's your bloodstream. It's your life. It's your heart. It's the 3 major things you need. This is a place to put stuff in. You take your this four is the 4 corners, because man is 4 corners of 4 corners of one center of 2 worlds, because this 4 you share at 6. One is sharing this way, one is sharing this way. And when you put them on top of each other, it makes little crosses. Now what happens here is, when is the end date? Everybody keeps talking. Well, count the levels. 2005, 2000, excuse me, 2002, 2002, 2002. Do you know what this does in 2002? I wish I had my calculator. 2002 times 47 is the number of time, comes out to 94,094, which equals to 13,013. 2002, just after 911, that happened on the 254th day. Then you have 254 that had happened, and then you go through that month of 21, and then October of 31 is 52, and then 16 days is 68. Remember 68? 44 times 44 is 2068. That day is Valentine's Day in November, because it happens again in November, the 11th month. 1 and 1 is 2. 45 days before the new year and 45 days before the next one. It's on November 16th, that date. So what we have over here is 47 times this gives you 1313, or 4 and 4 for space, or 484. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. That's how Jesus came in. It's all about 3. In order to bet these spots, you need to put 1 here, you get 2. If you put it here, you get 4. If you put it on the outside, you get all 3. You get 6. But you cannot get all of these, because there's 12 in the house. Because the house, okay, in the center, it overlaps. You know what I'm saying? It makes all I made is 2 squares. Well, not 2 squares, but I made a 3 by 4 square. The other space of the square is because the distance between each cube, there has to be a distance. So now it looks like it's a rectangle. So now you have all 3 within here. 32, 32, 33, 33, 33. So what happens is 2002 comes once, 2005 is the next one, 2008 is the next one. Now 2008, something happens. You see what's here? This is the snowman who's standing next to this, and he's holding his 2 children. You have to have at least one to your left. But when you're the 8, the only one you have is to your right, which would be the 9. So you must hold on to the gate, and you must hold on to the man. Over here, you only have the passage. You have the gateway, and you have the man, but this is only an expression because it's a 5. The 5 says 1 to the right, 1 to the left. The 6 will say two behind me and one in front of me. Where do I get this from? It's the rules and regulations on how to look at the roulette table. So when you look at this over here, 2005, 2008, take a good look. It's 8 and 8. There's two eights over here. 288. 288 is the end of the year for the Mayan. 1.25, 30 hours, 1.25, 5 times 5 times 5, and it goes into the Mayan calendar, and it's all over their Sanskrit, equals to 125. 88, 288, 1.25 is 364 days of 13 moons and 1.25 days left over the year unaccounted for. So I take that and I multiply it by 288 and I get 360 degrees. Now, if I want to trap man on the moon, because you have to overlap it with man on the moon or he doesn't fit, 3 and 4, 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, the only two numbers that don't have a U in their planet, and 3 equals to 56, which is man's number from DE to EF, and Mars equals to 51. 5 and 1 is 6. Man is 5 and 6. 11. 6 and 2 is in the doghouse of Mars, because they take your brain and they put it inside a square. Then they take that and they turn the square upside down. Okay, you got your one square on your head. You got your one square, you put the triangle in it. You take another person, you flip them upside down on top of you, and they got another triangle in it. Now you got one triangle up, one triangle down, and now it becomes the hourglass. The hourglass can be made many, many, many ways, but 288 are 2 hourglasses of time. Time in each glass. How much is each time? Every one is worth 20. Each one is worth 5, but it's also worth 20. 5 times 4, 5 times the 4 corners is 20, 40, 60, 80. But now there's a whole lot of things to do with this, and I hold this. Let me. 1.25 times 288 is 360 degrees. Mars and Earth are 3 and 4, creating 19 moons. 19 by 19, which is 1 and 9, or 91. 19 by 19 is 361. That's one more than 300. You automatically have 601. 601, 106. When you have 106, all of a sudden you put the 8 where the 1 is. You put the 1 where the 181 is actually saying Venus, Venus. But 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 8 is 72. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 is the piano, the first key to the last key. But on the cube, there's only 6 because it's the key. Why the key? Because this one here counts twice. Why does it count twice? It counts twice because when you look at it, this fits right in the center. It does not get blocked out, in which every other one gets blocked out. When you have a dice like this, it's always going to have 4 parts around. It's always 14. Whatever you do, I don't have to do anything. It's always 14. 7, 7, 7, 7. The cycle. 5 and 2, the 7 card. So now you have the piano. Back again. 1 and 6. Now we know why 1 and 6 becomes 7, because you're adding the 1 into the 6 to become 7. Now you have 1 and 7 is 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. Then you have 2 plus 7 equals 9. So you have 8 and 9. And how do you get the 2 and 7? Here's your 5. It's full. It doesn't need anything. So it automatically doubles it because it's a completed corner. So we double it. 5 and 2. 5 is because the 5 is also standing up like this. This is the hole, the passage. This is where everything goes in, the medallion. So 5 and 2 create its own 7. You stretch it out because the 2 needs 2 more corners. So you have to stretch it out. So now you go 2 and 7. We have the gateway of 1 and the gateway of 2. Now you go 3, but do you go 3 and 7? No, you don't, because you have already part of the beta world. You have 2 in the beta world with it. You don't go any more higher. Now you go lower. You go 3 minus 2 and 1, the creator, and 3 plus 4 and 5, which would be D and E, and you would be skipping over to the 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4 equals to 10. So the piano, you would now go to 3 and 6, which makes 9. So you would have 8, 9, 9, which would be 791. 791 is the gateway of 91 spirits. 13 cards in the deck times 7 weeks equals 91 days. 91 days, SPIRT, is 91 spirit. 1991, take away 19 from 91, gives you 9 times 8, 72. Take away 19 from 91, gives you 72. 8 times 9 equals 72. So now we know the gateway works for 1 and 2. So now when we have the gateway, we don't go to center C. When we go to center C, we're now going on the dice without any reflection. We're not using the 1 here. We're now using the 3. So 3 and 6 becomes that 9 birth. And then you would go 4 and 6. And you go 4 and 6 for the reason that you'd go 3 and 4, but you'd actually go 4, okay, and 3. You don't go 4 and 6 yet because you don't have a spirit inside of 4 yet. Once you put a spirit inside 4, then you can go 4 and 6. 1, 6 gets its 1 spirit from the other side. So then you add up your piano that way. And this is the reason why it's center C, because alpha, beta go into the gate of Uranus. How do I know? Because there's 2 U's and the sun inside the word of Uranus that counts up to the number, if I remember, of 84. 8 times 4 is 32. It's the back door of 5 of that, what I was telling you. 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 29, 32, 35. So you have 8 and 9. So center C, 1 and 2 is God. 1 and 2, you don't need them. 1 and 2 is replaced with 8 and 9. How do we know? Because 2 and 8 is 10. And 1 and 9 is 10 in the 10-10 world. The reflection of 1 and 2 is 8 and 9. So now instead of playing 1, 2, 3, we play 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7 is 18. 7, 8, 9 is 5, 6, 7 is 15. 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 is 15. And 7, 8, 9 is 24. 4, 5, 6 is 15. That's the letter O. And 7, 8, 9 equals 24. The letter X. You have the O and you have the X, and the total is 39. 24x is 39. Once you have your 39, it's 3 whirls of 13. 13, 13, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 3 is 4. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1 is 3 and 4 is 3 and 4 is 3 and 4. 3 by 4 is 12. 3 by 4 is 12. 3 and 4 is 12. 12, 12, 12, 36. 2 and 1 is 3. 2 and 1 is 3. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 12 equals 19, 19, 19. You have 10 and 9, 10 and 9, 10 and 9, which is 30 and 27. Once you have 30 and 27, that equals 56. We do not need the 8 heaven. That's the number of Ison. Once you have creation in 3, now you go to 8. Now you can play your 3 with the 8. It's in 2 worlds, your 3. You're playing it in 4, 1 world, but you have another dice. 4 in this world, 4 in the other one. So automatically, your 30 becomes 38. And you automatically get 65. And that 38 is the number for gold. And that 38 is for the club. The hat from the club card that they put over your ears. And they made ducks so they can pick up and hear what you're saying. Number 38 and 83 is 121, 11, 11. At the same time, this is Herbert Hoover and Hoover Dam. The 30th president was Herbert Hoover. 30 of creation, Herbert Hoover. 2 and 7 is 9. 11, 9. 11, 9, 3, 11. 3 by 8 is 24. 3 and 8 is 11. 35. 35 makes 100. But we're not looking, we're looking for 10, 10 worlds. Everything must be 110. Everything must be 110 because it's the secondary world that we connect. We connect it to the 10% of the mind according to the weight. Raphael 7286, we didn't finish this yet, okay? What I wanted to say is, first we go to number 5, and that's the day I got sick. And then we go to number 8, and that's representing the heavens of the Mayans. And then we go to number 11 because 8 and 11 is 19 and it's the spirit of the moon. And then we go to number 14 and that's the gateway of AD. 20, 5 by 4, 20, 5 plus 4, 9. 29 equals 11, 1 and 1 is 2. 1 and 4 equals 5. Or 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 9. 9 and 2, number 29, that is the birthright into this world. Then you go down 6. From 29, you go 6 to 23, and they're coming into the game at number 23 with the number with the cross on your back in the center. Why a cross? Because to go through the dam, it's not just a big hole. They have to divide up the water. It has to go through a flow. It's got to be a proper flow because the water is shooting through. You want it to flow through. If you flow through, you'll pick up all the you know what I'm saying? So it's 2014. Now 2014, okay? 2014, 20 plus 14 is 34. Earth and Mars, back to man on the moon again. 20, put 28 over here. This is time heaven. Put over here in the third position, you can put 29. 2 and 9 because someone's coming back into the world. You put a 7 over here, it becomes a 9 because that's how it all began. 2 and 7 with the piano. So 2 and 7 over here is 27 and 14 is 41. And in Monopoly, you go 27 and then 14, you're on gold because yellow is gold. You end up with 41 and you end up back on go. Not only that, there's another thing I mentioned that I'm a little buzzed out in my mind for. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, 34, 34, 29, 27, 29, 27, 29. Oh yes, 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 yes. When you start Rubik's Cube, you start from one Rubik's Cube behind. So if you start from the center cross of Rubik's Cube, which is 6, to the center cross before a Rubik's Cube, which is 6, 6, okay? In order to get from the last Rubik's Cube, which is valued of 27, okay, you start at the center. So you go 13, then you go center, and then you go from the center all the way to just before the other center, and then into the center, you would go 27. So you go 1427. That's what it is. You start minus in one Rubik's Cube. You go all the way to the M. Then you hop onto the cross, and you jump, and you bridge all the way to the next Rubik's Cube. It takes 27 from this crossing into this crossing. So here you start at 27. This becomes your 41. Now, where is this? On the Monopoly, this one happens to be something to do with virgins. Now, if we calculate what is before this, what was before this, that's what before this cube was another 14. So you add up 14 more. 14 plus 14 is 28. 28 is time heaven. 28 and 27 is 55. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 35. 3 by 5 and 3 plus 5 is 8. And the 15 ball, which is 8 and 6, which now creates 68, which is 44 times 44 is 2068. There's many ways to check the numbers. Do you see what I did here? Do I go down and take all the number? No, I take 5. You have 5 fingers. In between that, this is the center one. If you have a cup, if I put my hand over your breast, I put my hand over the whole mountain. It's a circle, your breast. How do I know? Because there's a nipple in the center. It automatically means, okay, your nipple and this are the same thing. It's center and it's number 3 for creation and for feeding. So I put my hand over, it's the palm. So all of a sudden, your little mountain is valued at 5. That means the circle of life is actually 5. That's why they give a V for life. You put the palm sisters, the nipple, the one nipple, the 5 fingers, 5 and 1 is 6. Now you have the spirit on top of your hand. 5 and 1. But you have 1 here, and 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and 1 here. 1, skip, 3, and the palm. 1 spirit is 6. I didn't explain that right, but anyways, this is what it is. It's the middle. You have to look at the phone. Look at the calculator. Look at certain things that are in fixed positions for certain reasons, okay? 3 and 4, Earth and Mars, it's a square, and it's a triangle, and it's a pyramid, and what happens is you do this, and then you get another one on top, and then you do this and this, and you put the sand together. Here's one Mars. Here's one Mars bar. Here's the other Mars bar. The two pyramids go on top of each other. And then the sand fills in. You see this bigger triangle here? And the bigger triangle here? We have a rectangle now. And this is on man's head. See the way these are the earmuffs. You end up taking it off like that and putting it like this over our head. Anyways, I'm not sure if you understood that. Everything is two in this. Even the calendars. What day is it? It's the 80th day of the year. How many days to go to Christmas? How many days to go to this? So you're always calculating backwards and forward. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Oh yes, we were talking about that 6 from Rubik's Cube, right? We use 3 Rubik's Cubes. One overlaps the other one. So what we go is we have 6 times 6 faces, 6 faces, 6 faces. We have 3, but we use more than that. How many do we use? I don't remember. Anyways, I'm tired. I showed you that 6 and 6 Rubik's Cube. Now that I added on the 14, and we have 27 and 27, the 2 Rubik's Cube, that's the number of the sun. It also says win big. It also has 108. When you have the center of 108, you actually have 109 and 110, because in between is a space between 110. So then we have one Rubik's Cube, 54, another Rubik's Cube, 54, another Rubik's Cube, 54. We have 4 Rubik's Cubes of 54. And in between is 3 spaces, and that's what your creation is about. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, where you have this design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One dice goes over the center here, and now we have the 7 for creation. There's also another way to make it. I'm tired. I got to get off. Thank you for watching. Thank you. 7286. Oh my God. Time to go to bed.